welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for joining us. So today's video, if you can't tell by that title, I wanted to do a video basically showcasing all of our, or some of our black owned cosmetic companies, just because it is Black History Month and we're coming to the end of Black History Month. So I just wanted to use some of my favorite black owned beauty brands to create this look, and I think it turned out pretty well because I actually used some products in this video that I had never tried before, but I love how it turned out. So if you want to see how I got this kind of like gold neutral eye and pop with the red lip, then make sure you just keep on watching. Alright, so starting off, we're going to take our Black Radiance HD Primer. This one is 100% free and it is tinted just slightly, working this into the skin. Then from there, I'm taking my Fenty Beauty Foundation in the shade 380. It actually blended in pretty well here because during the summer I felt like it looked a little bit orange, but I like how it looked here. And then after that, from there, I'm going to take my Fenty concealer as well, which is in the shade 370, and just take that to put it in all of the high points of my face where I usually highlight. So under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, on my chin, and in the middle of my forehead as well. Then I'll take what's left and put that on my eyelids to kind of act as a base for our eyeshadows. So right here, I'm just blending out my concealer with a dampened beauty blender, and then like I said, I'm using that extra concealer as a base for my eyeshadow. I'm going in with the flour powder from Beauty Bakery. I wanted the yellow one, but they didn't have it in stock, so I just went ahead and got translucent. I always bake just because I do have very oily skin, and if I don't, my oils will peek through a lot earlier throughout the day than they usually would. But also I still have eyeshadow to do and I didn't want to fall on my foundation, so I baked. And right here, I'm just taking that translucent powder and setting the concealer that I put on my eyes as well. So far as eyeshadows, we're then going to take the Masquerade mini palette, and I'm going to dip into the shades Burkina and the shade Ada and mix those together and use that as my transition shade. I'm just taking like a fluffy blending brush and just working that all the way into my crease. Then from there, I'm going to take the shade Zulu and just put that a little bit lower in the crease, deepen up the eye just a little bit, and smoking it out just a little bit more.
Let me show you something.
So then, to deepen up that eye look a little bit, I'm using the shade Fulani, and I'm taking a small blending brush and placing that directly into the crease and like the socket of my eye and just blending that out. And then for my lid, I'm going to take the shade Casablanca and put that all over my lid. Now, if you want the lid to pop even more than this, you could actually spray your brush with a setting spray or a primer water and then dip it into this shade, and it'll look a little bit more like foiled and a little bit more shimmery than it does here. But I kind of liked how this looked. It still had that pop to it, but it wasn't like too over the top because I wanted to focus on the lip. So right here, I'm just dusting away where I put that baking powder. I will leave the powder on my nose there for now, just because my nose tends to get the oiliest on my face. Then to contour out my face, I'm going into my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. This one is the medium to dark, and I'm actually taking the contour shade. I was very surprised, because I've never used this before, of how deep that shade was, because I contemplated getting the medium to dark and the dark to deep, or deep dark palette, but this one was really dark in itself, so I really like the color payoff with that, and it was easy to blend out. So right here, I'm literally taking the same shades that we put in our crease underneath the eye just to kind of tie the entire look together, and I'm literally using the same brushes that I used before, although typically you would use more like a smudger brush or more of a pencil brush just to get more of a precise look underneath there, but I like more of like a blown out kind of smoky look, so I use blender or blending brushes, but I will take a pencil brush and get up really close to my lash line and put that deep dark shade that we put in our crease right up under my lashes. So then I'm going back into that same Black Radiance palette, and I'm taking that same contour shade, and I'm using this to contour out my nose. And like I said, I was surprised with the color payoff. So right here, it does look a little bit harsh because I was like, oh, I went in with a little bit too much. But I do take translucent powder and everything and blend it out so it doesn't look as harsh as it does here. And right here, I did bake, which I did off camera with that same Beauty Bakery powder, my contour. So right here, I'm just kind of blending it away because I just wanted to clean it up a little bit. It looked a little bit muddy. So I'm just blending that away. And next, we're going to go into the Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette. And I'm taking the shade Tau. I'll have the link in the description box down below, but it's that kind of orangey shade that you saw there, and I'm just taking a little bit of that and packing that on my cheeks because I felt like the orangier shade really tied in with the look just because it was more of like that warm orangey neutral kind of eye look. And then for highlight, I'm going back into that Black Radiance palette, and I'm taking that gold highlighter shade that they had in there. I really like this highlighter. It isn't like that kind of like bam in your face kind of highlight. It's more of like a natural highlight, but if you add a little bit more product, you can build it up and get it to that point. So that's what I was doing here. I'm just kind of building it up a little bit more. So for the lip, I'm using the Juvia's Place matte liquid lipstick in the shade Afric. I really love, I'm a red person when it comes to lipsticks. That's like my go-to, or I'll do like burgundies and fuchsias, but red is my absolute go-to. So right here, I'm just applying that. You don't necessarily need a lip liner when you're using a liquid lipstick. So you just see me applying it here. Alright, so this is the finished and completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And also make sure you hit that bell notification too, so you don't miss any more of my videos. You make sure you stay updated with me. Please leave comments in the description box down below to let me know what other videos you would like to see me do. And until the next video, bye guys.